Hey everyone, Paul here. Today I'm going to be going over well, if you guys seen my last couple videos, the formula that I've been talking about had, the moving averages were 9, 90, 95, and I've been going over that a lot, and then there's a differences of two moving averages, and the differences of two moving averages were 9 and 20. So for this new strategy, I've thought to myself, what would happen if I flipped this formula to where I made the 9 and the 20 be in the lines in the top, and the bottom with the EMA difference be with the 9 and the 90. So uh, the EMA difference has 9 and 90, and then the lines at the top, the moving averages, are 9 and the 20. So I want to go over that I've kind of flipped the strategy around, and we're going to see if it actually brings in some results. And after looking at it myself before making this video, I found some patterns, and I found some good moments of getting in. We're going to look at when I think, if you want to do this flipped version, when I think is the best time to get in. I'm going to focus on the hour, but this probably will work on shorter time frames. But for this video, I'm going to focus on the hour and see how it goes. I'm going to look at a couple assets and see if you can actually find some pretty good trades if this is flipped. So I'm going to load up. I'm going to flip my chart here, and we're going to see if this can bring in some good results. Okay, so I got everything set up. Basically, you got your three smooth moving averages here. You got 9, 20, and 90. The 9, 20, and 90. And the 90 I have here in more thick. And then with the EMA difference here, I have your 990. So this is like reversed in the other videos. The 990, 95 was at the top, and this was pretty much at the bottom. The lines here, which was the lines which was at the bottom, the EMA difference, this was at the bottom. So basically I just flipped it around. So basically I want to look at this on the hour to see if we find any signals here. You will find, now I did look at this a little bit before making this video, but what I found is when you see it happening at the same time, you get the best results. So basically, the cross here should happen at the same time it's changing here with the EMA difference. So the closer that is, and the closer that is to your 90 right here, the better your trade's probably going to be. So let's just look at a couple examples. Let's look at, I want to see, what I'm trying to do in this strategy is I'm trying to get them to match. So this needs to get closer to this line for a good trade. But let's just go with this trade right here. We see that it's crossing right here, and it actually doesn't happen until right here. So you could still get in this trade from here, but I personally, if I'm looking at this, I wouldn't get this trade till here. But let's go back and look at a couple other times that this happens. I want to see them kind of happening at the same time, because I think that's the best trade. So right now we see the cross right now. Now this is telling me, this is what I'm looking for this trade. For it to be a pretty good trade, I want it to happen at exactly the same time, at least. The EMA difference and what's going on at the top has got to happen at the same time. So with my 9, 20, and the 90, they have to cross at the same time that the 9 and the 90 are changing direction. So to me, that's the best time to do trades. So let's just look and see if we can find that. So right here we see with the EMA difference with the 9 and the 90 that it's crossing right here. So basically, what I like about this strategy is if you're in a good trade, first off, if you came in right here when it starts crossing down, you'll notice that it's crossing right here at the same time it's changing directions on the bottom as well. So you know it's a good trade. So how longer you stay in the trade is when the top part here, which is the 9 and the 20, the 9 and 20, I believe, and you stay in the trade until it crosses again, and we'll find out where that is. So right about here, we see it crossing on both sides, and we write it out until it crosses here. If you want, you can come and you can exit right here or in an earlier time here. So yeah, you can get out here or you can get out when it crosses again. So that's a good trade. So let's look at a couple more times and see if we find any that match at exactly the same time. We don't see, that's not crossing right there. We want to see it crossing. For the strategy, we see it crossing right here, and it's a little bit late right here. So, but it looks to be still a good trade. Let me just change my link to 200 real quick and see if that makes a difference. I'm just going to, right now for this trade, I'm just going to ignore the third line. I want to focus here on the crossings. So for this to work, what we want to look for is a cross, and then it also has to cross pretty close to what the EMA difference is saying. So let me just base it off of that. So now this will not catch, there will be times when it's, those little ups and downs, but we'll get to that. See right here, it's crossing down, and you also see that you're also in a downtrend. So how long would you stay in this? How long would you stay in this trade right here when it's crossing down? Well, you see that your 990 is still down. You're still in a downtrend here. And you can get out right here. So you can get out when the moving averages are crossing. So let's just look real quick at some other examples. So we see it crossing right here, and you also see it crossing with the EMA difference. You can get in for this trade, but this looks to be a small one. You can get out here or here, but that's when it crosses again. So there's that one. And I'm going to do a couple more times with Bitcoin. I want to look at another asset. A couple more assets. See it crossing here, and we see it pretty close to crossing down here at the same time. So you would come at this trade. You could write out to here to anywhere up here, and you would still be in profit. You see it crossing right here, and then you also see it happening at the same time with the EMA difference. So right about here, you can enter your trade. You look at your EMA difference, and you can ride that one out. When you would get out would be, well, it kind of picks it up at the same time, right here. Both ends pick it up at the same time. So let's just see. Let me do one more Bitcoin, and then we'll look at some other assets. What you want to look for, what I look for, is it happening at the same time with the EMA difference, because those usually are good trades. So we see it happen right here. It's probably the last one I'll do with Bitcoin. Crosses right here. You see it pretty close to crossing with the EMA difference with the 990. And you ride it out as long as you want till it crosses again, which is crosses again right here, so you can get out here. But you can see it still goes on if you follow the EMA difference. But if you want to ride it cross across. But anyway, that's Bitcoin. Let's look at something like Let's look at the US 30 because it's something I don't talk about a lot. But you know, if you understand the US 30, you could probably make a lot. So let's just follow the same formula with the US 30. Okay, so we see it crossing right here, and we also see it crossing pretty close to the EMA difference. So you can ride this whole thing out from about here to probably when it crosses again. And it has not crossed yet, but let's just look this out. Right about here, let's ride this all the way up here to the top. This is a this is $900. So if you rode this at a 0.01, you would have made $900 in 5 days, and that's not bad. Let's just see if we can find any more. Okay, so right here we see it crossing, and we also see it happening at the same time with the EMA difference. So right about here, if you rode this out from here to here, you can get out here if you want to, but then you can keep riding it until it crosses again. So from here to here, you would have made $316. If you got out down here, you would have made $572. You would turn 1 penny into $572. Let's go over. I'll go over 2 more times, and then I want to go over gold too. So you see it crossing right here. So you would get in right about here. You see it also crossing with the EMA difference. You ride it out here to here. This is $144 with 1 lot. So this one right about here to here. You get out right before a big dump. So you also see it happening with the EMA difference. Let's do one more time with the US 30 here. See if we can find any. Here's a big one right here. So we see it crossing here, and you also see it happening with the EMA difference. And you just ride this whole thing out from here to here. This is 4 days. Yeah, this is $650. So you basically took 1 penny and you made $650. So that's good. So this works well for that. Let's look at gold real quick, see if this works for gold. So what's happening with gold right here? And right now what I can tell is it looks like it's about to hit a downtrend. But let's look right here. We see it crossing right here. We see it crossing right here. You also see it happening almost at the same time with the EMA difference. You rode this out here, and it has not quite crossed yet, but you could have got out right here. And this would have given you, I think, I think this gives you $217 if you rode it at a 0.01. If you rode it out till about here, you would have made about 139, somewhere there. Let's look at it for a couple more times. Now you got to be careful on moments like this where it goes up and it's just a quick up and down, because it'll pick it up right here. It'll pick it up right here, and that moment is right about in this candle. So this is basically like just a 2-hour trade, but then it goes back down. So you got to be careful of that. Okay, so there's this one right here. I'm going to look at a couple more. So we see it crossing right here, and you also see it happening with the EMA difference. If you roll this entire thing out here to here. Well, here to here, this is 47,000x. That's about $477. If you wrote it out till here, when it crosses, you would have made about $338. So that's riding that one. Let's look at a couple more. Here's one right here. It's not, I personally would not do these trades. What I want to look for is them happening at the same time, and I don't see that happening there. So personally, I wouldn't be in this trade because the lines look weak, and it doesn't happen at exactly the same time. So let's find another moment where they happen at the same time. Okay, here's one where it happens at the same time. So if you row this one out from when it crosses, and you want to check your EMA difference, and if you wrote it out from here, if you wrote it out to down here, you basically would have made about an 81,000x. You would have made this. This is about, it's about $810 if you did it at 1.01. If you wrote out to here to where it crosses, you'd be looking at somewhere along the lines of $589 with a 0.01. So this formula works really well. If you want to use this, there's this method, or there's the method that I was teaching in the last couple videos. I just thought it'd be interesting to see how it would look if it was flipped, where the EMA difference and the moving averages were opposites. You can definitely see things a little bit differently when they're flipped. So this is the version of what it looks like. And then there was the other version. But the other version I've shown on this channel. I'd have to reset everything. But anyway, whichever version you guys think works the best, I'm going to go look into this more and see which one I like more. I think I like the other version better, but this does show you some other good moments. So it all depends on what you like. So in the other version, this is the 9, this is the 20, this is the 9, 20, and then I set my indicators here with Ghost Market Pro. So I set it with Ghost Market Pro, and now personally, if you don't have Ghost Market Pro, all you have to do is check everything. Well, you basically have to have CMA. I'll show you in a second here. But basically, I check everything off until the last two. Check all these off, and we're left with 90.95. And you have this, and then I also include the CM trend bars, and I change this to a 9. So this is basically what I based it on. This is the opposite version, what we were just looking at. So it depends on which version you guys like the best. This is the version I've been talking about, and what I just talked about was the flipped version of it. So whichever version you guys think works out the best. I'll have to look into this more. But both of these techniques look really well. They help you really find good signals. So to me, they both work good. Anyway, if you guys like this video, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. See you guys.